Well, hey there, fight fans, and welcome to another edition of the Speed Bag. Today, a segment I like to call, So We're Really Doing This Again, huh? Now, Miesha Tate went out there and did it again on Saturday night, won a unanimous decision over Jessica Eye at UFC on Fox 16, and that makes it 4 in a row for Tate, the last 2 of which came against legit contenders in the UFC women's bantamweight division. And now, according to UFC President Dana White, Tate is the #1 contender. Only that's not exactly how he put it. How he put it was,
she did it again tonight, and she has worked her way back to Ronda Rousey.
now, 2 things about that. One, I like how we're not even pretending that Ronda Rousey isn't going to beat Bethe Correia, or that it's going to be Tate versus the winner of Ronda Rousey versus Bethe Correia. We all know Rousey's going to win that fight. The only decent reason there is to think that she won't win that fight is because she should so obviously win that fight. Ronda Rousey's still going to be champ after UFC 190. Let's not pretend otherwise. Which brings me to point number 2. Haven't we already seen how this will go? And no offense to Miesha Tate, she's a good fighter, a mature fighter, probably the second best fighter in the UFC women's bantamweight division right now. And, I'll watch her work against just about anybody. But Ronda Rousey is already 2-0 against her. There's no reason to think that Tate's going to go out there and win the 3rd fight. Probably what's going to happen is eventually she'll get tossed on her head and get armbarred. I mean, she did make it out of the 1st round, and she's the only person to do that against Rousey so far, and that's, not nothing. However, it's also not winning, and it's also not a great reason to think that this will be super competitive. But, what else are we going to do, right? I mean, Cyborg Justino hasn't proven that she can make 135 yet. Holly Holm, still kind of a work in progress. So why not throw Tate in there against Rousey for another grudge match, get a few rivalry quotes, get Ronda Rousey to do her mean face. People will eat that up to an extent, I'm sure. It's just that once we actually see them in the cage together and we see the same familiar scenario unfolding, I feel like we're going to remember that we've seen this movie before, and we're going to wonder, really? We're doing this again, huh? Okay.